in, I think it's Missouri, Crystal Springs,
Mississippi, I think.
Mississippi.
Oh, Mississippi. Oh,
Mississippi.
Oh, fucking Mississippi.
Who were banned from being married in a Baptist church because they were black. The larger church is saying that they are appalled and that it was just a few members of this predominantly white First Baptist congregation who objected to the idea of this black couple being married there because, you know, if you marry one, you got to let them all in, apparently is the fear. But just reading the details of this story, I find it very hard to believe that this would be an isolated group, you know, who could make decisions for the whole church and be like, no, we're not letting you in here.
This is Chick-fil-A all over again.
Well, you know, I actually have something to say on this, because the pastor went and he went to them and said, I've got this group of people who are causing trouble about this, and I want your special day to still be your special day, and he performed the wedding for them at another location. You had a small group of people who were just so vocal about maybe trying to cause trouble if the wedding happened there, that the pastor was just like, okay, fine, screw it.
Okay, so
and I also think that there's a level of, you know, I hate to say this and sound like, you know, militant black person, but I honestly believe this. I do think there's a level of just the white people who maybe don't necessarily agree, don't care enough to say that they don't agree. Do you know what I mean? I don't know if it's necessary racism, but it's just not my problem. Like, do you know what I mean?
I don't want to get involved.
The pastor is, I mean, that's great that he went and did that for them, but shouldn't he have stood up? I mean,
exactly.
If he's a man of God, right? Now you're espousing Christian values and you're leading this church. Are you, like, what's the power that this little racist cabal has over you? Yeah. Can they vote you out of office or something? And if they can, is that, like, I don't know. I just think if you're saying that you're a representative of this church, don't you stand up for your moral convictions?
In some churches, the vestry does have the power to begin the removal of a priest from his position.
And I think that's what the story said, is that they were threatening to get rid of him if he married this, if he even performed the service. They were threatening him.
In my Christian days, my pastor used to always tell me that there's going to be a time when Jesus knocks on your door and, you know, he's going to say, are you of me or not, or something like that. And I think for this pastor, it was a real trial of conviction. Like, he should have done it. I mean, who other than a pastor?
Here's what I'm saying, though. I mean, they were saying to him, they were saying they can't be married in this church, and if you marry them, then you're done with this church too. They didn't even want him to perform the ceremony. And I think his position was, he went to the couple because he was saying, look, they don't want you to be married in this church. They're threatening me. I think it's gonna be bad on your special day if I marry you here.
Would you be protective of them?
I think
they're going to try to protest your wedding.
They're going to screw up your wedding. Your wedding day is going to be ruined if we go through with it here. I will marry you in this neighboring church because I don't want your special day to be ruined by, you know, these people, which I can understand.
Yeah, I can understand, but then why didn't he, like, quit then? He's just like, I'm going to do it, and then...
Exactly.
And resign.
It's not a country club, it's a church.
If it were me, I would have said, you know what? Screw my special day. I'm making a stand.
Yeah.
I'm going to get married here, and if they're going to cause trouble, let them cause it, and then we're going to be taking their asses to court. And for my wedding gift, I'm going to get a great big fat check because this is discrimination.
Right. Well, the other thing is, I was wondering, but this is just my personality because that's something I would do, is do it anyway and keep my fucking job. But yeah, I did it. And if you're going to get rid of me, then you try to get rid of me. But I'm not going to quit. I'm going to still do what I believe is right. This is a job that I've chosen to do. I've given my life to God, whatever his reasons are. I don't agree with what you assholes are saying. So yeah, I'm going to marry them and I'm going to be preaching on Sunday. And if you don't like it, you can keep your ass home. And if you think you can get rid of me, try to get rid of me. But that's just me.
Maybe it should be like.
Well, again, like Julie said, it's Mississippi. So, you know, the next thing that this minister wakes up with a cross burning on his front lawn. He wakes up with his car's windows bashed in. He wakes up with his house burning down around him.
People making vague threats about his family, etc.
But you know, that's the civil rights. I mean, that was commonplace during the civil rights movement. You know, so and maybe I don't know. I'm just saying that's another way to look at it, as opposed to him saying, okay, I'm going to do like instead of saying he's like riding the fence, maybe it's just him taking a stand, saying, listen, I'm going to do what I think is right, and I'm not going to let you assholes run me out of my job.
Yeah.
And also, you know, somebody had to notify the media. Maybe it was him.
Interesting thing about this is they weren't technically members of the parish, but they've been attending services there. You know, the difference being, of course, that members of the parish contribute financially to the parish. You know, through tithes, what have you.
Well, yeah, but non-members can contribute too through offerings. So.
Absolutely, but it's just interesting that they'd been attending there for a while, but they had never become members. And I just have to wonder. I mean, you know if you're getting the side eye. What was it like for them while they were attending services there?
Ben, it could be, and I mean, because I've experienced this where, you know, races have their limits. It's like, okay, yeah, you can bring your black ass in here every other Sunday and worship with us, but you ain't coming to my house for dinner. You're not dating my son. You're not getting married in my church, because I got married in this church. And I'm not letting niggas get married in church. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, they have their limits. And so it could be all nice and well until you want to do something they don't want you to do. And you know, so you popping in every other Sunday and sitting in there for like an hour, because, you know, white folks, their church is only like an hour. Black folks have you in there all damn day, so they don't have to stare at you all Sunday. They just got to look at your black ass for like an hour on Sunday, and that may be cool for them. But they're not going to invite you over for Sunday dinner after church.
They're not.
You know, so it could be that they didn't, you know, they weren't getting the vibe because there was none to get, because they were doing what was allowed. You know what I'm saying? What the racists were willing to allow. But once you try to step above your station, they were like,
when you get uppity.
Yeah, when you got uppity, you want to exchange vows in my church? Oh, no, you're not.
No.
So the bottom line then is the struggle is still alive in Mississippi, guys.
And on that note, on that bombshell.
All right, I think it's time to wrap. We've gone a little bit over, but thank you for watching, everybody. This should be posted on our website at some point, correct?
What you looking at me for? Yeah, I said I'm going to do it. She's like, yeah, bitch, you haven't done the last 3. Are you going to do this one?
I didn't point that out. That was Ben. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it tonight, as a matter of fact.